So a story is really just a framework for communicating an idea. And our process goes step by step through gathering the information you need to identify your story, and then, most importantly, express it clearly in your visuals. So we always start with the data itself. From there, we like to identify a key insight or a message that the story really needs to communicate. And then finally, we package that up with the broader context and the main takeaway of the visual. So let's go through each step and see how it works. This is probably obvious, but you always have to start with the data itself. And that's why the first step is really just to understand what the data is and what it's saying. And this can be as simple as reading through the background data set. So for example, this table shows sales of perishable items throughout the year. As you're looking through, are there trends? Are there outliers? Does anything stand out? So having a strong understanding of the actual data really is an invaluable part of telling a clear and compelling story. So you might not be starting with raw data in a table format like this. So as we said, often in-house agencies are simply given a chart by their internal teams and then asked to update or design around that. But even in that case, it really is key to ground yourself in the data, because you may find nuances that need to be highlighted or other context that's needed to really fully understand that final conclusion. Next is about identifying that insight. So whether you're tasked with teasing out a topic from a set of raw data or you're simply given that final conclusion to design, it really is important to have a data-driven insight to craft a strong visual. So you can see here that we have identified a trend in this data, and it's showing that there are sales of carrots and ice cream. They're both up in this year. So this is our insight. This is the key takeaway that we want to highlight in the actual visualization. And the insight is really the key idea in your story, from the data that supports the story you want to tell. It's the what of the data story. Really, without an insight, you just have a chart, but with that key takeaway and main message, you have the beginnings of your story.